Three, two, one, and we are live. Hi, guys. For those who are seeing this, we're doing a live tutorial on the 3M encoder. For those who wants to join in, the link for the event is going to be in the event field. Look for the link for the 3M encoder training. And for those who want to join in this free tutorial session, we're going to go through some basic training. And for the participants there will be able to join in and click on the, play with the 3M encoder and play along. So if you want to join in and you want to be admitted to this free session, all you need to do is click on the link in the events tab and feel free to come along and play along with us. If you have no background in 3M encoder, this is your opportunity to join in this webinar. Okay, so for those who are currently in the room with me, I'm going to go ahead and give them the options to train on the 3M encoder. All right. So Mary, I'm going to start off with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the mouse. You're going to have the option to hit the control icon there, or should have an option on there on your end. Okay, so we're going to go ahead the continue button. All right, awesome. And go to the home field, the first one. Okay, awesome. And we're going to try to code a patient. Let's start with something very basic that I used to like start out with. Let's say the patient has fever. Go ahead and try typing fever. Okay. And if you enter in comments in the comments field on Facebook, I cannot see them right now because I'm in training mode. You feel free to hit the events tab on the events field, or you look for the event 3M encoder training, and feel free to join in that way, and you can join in the session.
Do you want me to go back?
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Fever.
Oh.
Do J.
Fever with what? Just
fever. Just fever. Just basic fever.
Oh, fever unspecified.
Right.
J.
Mm-hmm.
There's my code.
And there is your code. Very good. All right. Okay, so let's go hit the continue button. All right. Let's try a new diagnosis. All right. One of the things when you're coding, one of the things I try to tell folks is that the first thing when you read a diagnostic statement is you need to be able to find out the main term in the diagnostic statement, because that's the way you're going to drive the encoder. That's why you're going to tell the encoder what you want the encoder to spit out. Okay, so weird diagnosis. Let's see if this even exists in the diagnostic statement. But let's look for railway spine. Railway spine. What do you think is the main term here?
I'm sorry. What was that again?
Railway spine. Just like it says, railway spine.
Spine. Yes. Can you spell it?
Yeah, S-P-I-N-E. Spine.
Oh, spine.
Yeah, railway spine.
I'm going to go to spine. No.
Okay, you can start there. Okay, what are you going to do here? Oh, and another cool thing, Mary, before you proceed, one of the coolest thing with the encoder is You see like how he has his number right there? Yeah, on your number pad on your keyboard, you can just hit the number, whichever number, and it will automatically just brings you to the next field. So you don't have to really hover over it and and tab on it and all that stuff. So move your mouse for a second from the highlight. Okay, do you see an option there that sticks out to you?
The condition, spell the condition.
Very good. So what you're gonna do, okay? And try spelling it.
How do you spell that?
Railway, railway, just like a railroad, railway.
Oh, railway, okay.
And
then 3.
3, and there you go. Can you believe there's a diagnosis for that? Yeah.
I actually worked on 3M when I was in school.
Uh-huh.
I think the hardest thing that I found sometimes was picking the right word to get to the code.
Okay. Clicking on the right. Okay. Well, we can play around with that and some more and see where.
Kevin, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What if she had done the railway first? Even though I know you should go with spine first, but what if she had gone with railway first?
She would have ended up in the same situation, because railway spine is like the main term in that body of statement that could have led her the same way. So go ahead and do railway. There you go, and you see this right there. So she could have done it either way in that situation.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So either way, she would have got to the diagnosis in that situation. All right. Let's do acute bronchitis. Acute bronchitis. So you're going to click Add Diagnosis. Or you can do next patient. That's fine if you want to do next patient. What do you think? I just say acute bronchitis, right? There you go. Keep going.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. You're getting used to this. All right. Hit the continue button for me.
Okay.
All right. Give me a second here. Let me see if there's anybody waiting in the room. I'm going to take back in control of the mouse really fast. I'm going to give it back to you. Just give me 1 second here. I want to see if there's anybody waiting in the room to be admitted. Let me see something. Yep. There's one person in the room waiting to be admitted. Oh, where is that person? That person disappeared on me. If you're trying to get in, now's a good time to try to get in, because I'm looking at the participants. I saw one person try to get in a while ago, but it looks like they logged off. But if you like to get into the group, you need to click on the link in the events tab. The link is in the events tab, or in the group itself. I posted the events link to the group, to the webinar inside there. So Raina, I saw you trying to join, but by the time I get over to admit you, you disappeared on me. So if you would like to come back, that's fine. I'll give it a second here before I continue. All you need to do is click on the link and then rejoin. Okay. I don't see her, so let's continue. Let's move this out of the. Oh, there she is. Okay. Okay. I just admitted Raina. Welcome, Raina. All right. So, Mary, we're going to go ahead and let me take this out of your way. And I need you to. We're going to do next patient. You still have the mouse, I believe. We're going to move this to APC Finder. So what we do, okay, Mary, I want you to we're going to be doing outpatient, okay? And outpatient claims, or generally for the facility billing, is 131 type bills. That's another lesson that I will teach you guys at one point in time soon. So we're going to do that and hit the enter button. Oh, it did not happen the way I wanted. Let's continue. All right, there we go. So this is our outpatient cases now we're focusing on. Okay. So similar situation. The first thing we want to do in this situation, we're going to code diagnosis and CPT codes. Okay, Mary?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. All right. So we have a patient who has cardiac arrest, and they inserted an EG endotracheal tube, ET tube. So we want to code that along with the cardiac arrest. How do I do that? Show me. What do you think we do? What's the first main term we're going to go for? Is a diagnosis, right? So,
right.
Okay, let's start off there.
What, cardiac arrest?
Cardiac arrest. What do you see there? 2, right?
2.
Yep.
And 1 for arrest?
Nope. No, go back.
Oh.
Okay, go back again. Back again. Hit the back button. All right, and then look at 1. What does it say? No, wait, keep going back. You need to go back one more, back more. Okay, look at number 1.
Cardiac arrest. No.
You don't want that one, right?
No.
Okay, look at the one below that. What's the option say?
Coded as cardiac arrest.
Very good.
So 2.
2. It's just cardiac arrest. So what would I do here?
Unspecified.
Very good.
There you go. Cardiac arrest, cause unspecified.
Very good. So now what is the next step?
Add the procedure.
Very good. And what am I trying to code?
Can you put EG tube?
Or, well, it's an endotracheal tube, right? So it would be, what would you put? Nope, not EG. Not EG. That's something else. Endotracheal tube.
ENDO.
There you go. 2.
2.
2.
All right.
Did you say ventilation without ventilation?
I didn't say ventilation. So what option would you select here?
2.
Very good. 2.
2.
Very good. And that is my code. Now hit the continue button.
Okay.
All right. All right. So in the real world, what would happen is that you would have your admit diagnosis or your reason for encounter codes along with that principal code, the primary code listed there, along with your procedure. And along with that is in the real world, you see on your right pane where you have the add diagnosis, add procedure, and all of that stuff. Somewhere along there, you would have a compute option. To hit that compute option, and it would have computed your codes for you. But what I want to highlight for you right now is, because we don't have the compute option, because we're not in a real life case, so we don't have that compute option right now. What I want to highlight for you is that your encoder also gives you edits. It gives you edits in order to tell you what could be possibly be wrong with your coding. So I want you to go hover over the plus sign. Very good. And there you go. And he says, review diagnosis and procedures coded. Procedure code 3150 may not be reported with a diagnosis reported. So that right there tells you that maybe your diagnosis coding is off. But one of the things that is primarily done with cardiac arrest is that they usually insert an endotracheal tube and that kind of thing. But you may have other things that may be going on with the patient as well. So that would have probably covered the procedure. So one of the coolest thing with the encoders is that whether it be the Optum CSC, whether it be the 3M encoder, or whatever software you're utilizing, is that it all has some mechanism to be able for you to relate back to either a coding clinic, CPT assistant, CDR, HCPCS manuals, coding handbook. It allows you the opportunity to go back and look at the coding rules so you can go over things really fast to make sure that you're coding correctly. Because things change every day, especially with coding clinic, especially with a CPT assistant, you get updates frequently that will advise you what path to take as far as your coding is concerned. So having this ability is cool. So if you notice here, you have the coding handbook and the code book highlighted on that need the I-46.9 code, and you have on the 31500 your procedure code, the CPT assistant, the CDR, and the HCPCS are all linked there for you to be able to go back and refer back to those manuals for advice. For example, do me a favor, click on CPT assistant for me, Mary. Mary?
Yeah, which one is it?
CPT assistant on the 31500.
Oh, right here. Just click on this?
No. The one right down below. Underneath the code.
Oh,
There you go.
CPT assistant.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, got it.
Need to populate? Okay. I'm going to have to bring it over for you. Give me 1 second. Let go of the mouse for a second. It went to my other screen. And there it is. So that's a CPT assistant, and it links directly to that procedure code. So it brings up articles relevant to that procedure code, and it talks about what's going on with that procedure code. So that's the coolest thing about it. Okay. All right. Who wants to be next?
I'll be next.
Everybody jumping. That's cool. All right, let's go with Sandria since I hear Sandria first. Let me go ahead and this is the sign button. Grant control. So Sandria, you have total control. So the first thing we want to do is we want to clear this out so we can start out with a new case, some new cases. So hit the next patient option, or you can just click N on your keyboard. Hit the N, the letter N on your keyboard. If you notice underneath your encoder, you have letters highlighted. Once you get into the encoder, you can utilize those letters as opposed to trying to have to click on it all the time to make it faster. So let's say we have a 30-year-old female. I like to always start out with this as my test guinea pigs. I don't know why. So let's start out with 30-year-old female.
So
let's scroll down to the 30. There you go. And we're going to keep it as outpatient. So we're going to go over and we're going to either hit the N on your keyboard or hit the continue button, either or. Okay, and then you want to hit number 1 on your keyboard or hover over to number 1, whichever one that's you want to do. Okay, awesome. So now that we're there, let's do Sandria has been in my my tutoring session, so I'm going to challenge her today because I know she knows this. And so we have a 30-year-old pregnant female. Okay. Pregnancy. All right. So remember your pregnancy rules. And she came in today, normal delivery. Normal delivery. 1 fetus, 1 baby came out. Normal delivery, no complications. How do I code it? Do not code the procedure, just code my normal delivery. Don't code any procedure on this one. Just code the diagnosis code. What do I start out with?
Delivery, childbirth.
There you go. Wait, back up. Back up. Look at your screen. No, you went too far. Okay. You go do the delivery again.
Go back and type delivery.
No. You're there on that screen. So go ahead and do 4.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. And then move your mouse away. I want you to just look at the screen for a second. What are my options? What are your options there?
If it's by cesarean, normal, uncomplicated, normal, spontaneous. So we go to normal, uncomplicated.
Normal. So that would normal what?
Uncomplicated.
No.
Normal, completely normal or uncomplicated. 8.
I look at 9.
Normal spontaneous term pregnancy. Okay. So what's the difference? Completely normal or uncomplicated? Normal spontaneous.
Let's assume that this patient is a term pregnancy. So she went her full trimesters. So let's go with 9.
Okay.
So full term is how many weeks?
40 to 40. The gestation is 1 to 42.
Yes. So what number am I selecting here? How many weeks pregnant would she be?
Okay.
You're gonna have, if you're trying to type in the number, you would have to move your mouse up and click in there or something. Let me see. There you go.
Okay. Enter weeks.
Right. Just hit the enter button on your keyboard itself.
Okay.
See if that hurts. Take it.
What else?
Did it take it? No. Okay. Hit the continue button if that's not taking it.
I did.
You did? Okay, something is off. Well, let's see give me 1 second of control of the mouse. Let me see something.
Okay.
All right, there you go. All right, which code outcome of delivery? And the answer would be yes here because you have 1 normal baby that came forth. So hit yes. Or number 1 on your keyboard. No procedures because I told you not to code procedures. Okay. Those are your codes.
Okay.
All right. So that's how you would code that. All right. You see how it's properly sequenced for you and everything?
Yes.
Right. So that because you went in the right way. So hit the continue button for me. All right, hit the next patient. All right, and let's do a male patient this time. Now let me pull up a scenario for you. Let's start you off easy before I go down the genitalia section. Let's start you off easy. Let's do a respiratory failure situation. Acute respiratory failure. So let's make him 25. Hit the continue button. We're going to do number 1. Okay, so respiratory failure. And I'm going to prompt you along the way because I might go down a different road as we go along. So you're going to do 1. Okay, and keep in mind it's respiratory. Nope. Come off of that screen. Come off of that screen altogether. Look at your screen now. Respiratory failure. Okay. Go back for me. Go back. Okay. Go down to number 7.
Respiratory.
Okay. All right. So it's acute respiratory failure. So it's going to be number 5. Okay. And it's unspecified. So we're going to do 4. Okay. And they have a history of tobacco dependence. So we're going to do number 5. And nothing more to code, so we'll just hit number 1. Remember, you can do 1 on your keyboard, so you don't have to try to utilize the mouse. And we're just going to do number 1 here. And those are my codes. Okay, let's do one more situation. Okay, let's look at the error message. So we're going to hit the continue button really fast. Let's see what kind of error message is being spelled out. Okay, and the error message says 1. Code first any follow-up examination after the treatment when reporting Z. Right. So if there was any follow-up after treatment like Z09 category, you would have coded those, but we don't have that. That's not being described to us. So we're going to hit the next patient button, or we're just going to hit the letter N on your keyboard. And we're going to make the patient the same age again, 25. Okay, and hit the continue button. All right, and we're going to have an outpatient patient. Okay, the patient is tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh, wow. I knew you were going to say that.
Wait a second, I missed that.
Patient tested positive for COVID-19. So go ahead.
Okay.
And the patient has respiratory manifestation. So number 3. And let's say the patient has bronchitis and it's acute bronchitis. And there's no sepsis. And that will be all. So what do I do here? Number 1. 1. Okay.
1.
And there's my codes. You're 7.1, Jay 20.8. For those who are watching on Facebook and or YouTube or wherever you're watching in, please, if you'd like to join in, the link is in the events tab. Just go ahead and click that. If you'd like to get one-on-one training on utilizing the 3M encoder, that's what we're doing right now. You need to click on the link in order to be admitted into the room so you can get that one-on-one training, okay? All right. And hit the continue button for Miss Andrea. And along with that, you, of course, you're going to have some edits that directs you to, you know, select different codes if it's associated with tobacco dependence or history of tobacco dependence or exposure to tobacco dependence and all that good stuff. So that would be coded if it was mentioned in the medical record, but in this case, I did not tell you any of those things, so you're just going to ignore that, those edits, and just continue right along. So that is how you code COVID-19 with acute bronchitis. All right, hit the next patient option. This time around, I'm going to have you code CPT procedures. And this will be your last one. Then we'll move it to another person. So hit. The patient is male and is 30 years old. And the patient has urinary retention. And they inserted a Foley. A temporary Foley was inserted in order to drain. Stop for a second. What would have been a better option to utilize? Anybody chime in and tell me. Instead of going with retention. Okay, so hit the back button. Okay.
Okay, can you repeat for me, Kevin?
It's urinary retention. So what are my options here? Very good. And it's just urinary retention, nothing else. Okay. Hit the continue button. All right. And they inserted a Foley catheter. Temporary Foley was inserted. Add procedure. Okay, so what would be my main term? Nope. Well, what would be the better main? Foley probably, right? Yeah, Foley probably would be the better main term. So hit the back button and let's try that. Very good. You see how easy it was to go through that? Yes. Because there's different type of catheters. We know that, right? So that would have sent you down a rabbit hole that you'll probably be digging yourself out of to try to get to that where you need to get to. So insertion, of course, right? And it's a simple Foley, right? And that's it. So number one.
Wow.
And that's it. So that would be a better approach, because if you had gone the other way, you've been there forever trying to find your way to this way, to where you at now. Okay, you guys enjoying this? This is fun, right? Fun stuff. Okay, all right. Let's see. Who's next? Betty?
Yes.
Raina, if you want to join in, you have to join from a desktop or a laptop, because I'm not sure. It looks like you may be joining from a phone, and it won't work from a phone. Okay. So. All right. All right, Betty. That's you. It's all you. Okay, so 1 second for a second. I see a lot of people are watching here on Facebook, and if you guys want to join in this session, please go ahead and click on the link in the events tab. This is free, no charge. We're going through the 3M encoder. So if you have no background in 3M encoded, this is your opportunity to get some hands-on training on 3M encoding. But you have to be able to come into the WebEx room in order to play around with a 3M encoder. That's how we do it, okay? All right. So go ahead and hit the continue button and hit next patient. And let's stick with the male. And this time, let's make the male 60 years old. Age doesn't really matter, but 60 years old. Okay. All right. And hit the continue button. Okay. All right. Sometimes in life, you throw curveballs. And I'm going to throw you a curveball. Get ready for it. Okay? You'll be surprised. This happens to me a lot of times on the job. And sometimes it's because it's no fault of our own. It's something that happens. All right?
Okay.
So this patient is delivering 2 babies, twin.
Okay.
Stop and think what I would just said to you.
The patient is delivering twins.
Okay, and what sex is this patient?
You did not say.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah. You selected it, didn't you? Help her out, somebody.
You
Go hit the backfield if you don't remember. Hit the backfield, the back option. Go back on your screen. Hit the back button. Hit the back button.
where is the back button?
Over here in the right hand. Let me help you. It's right here.
Oh,
you see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna hit that. All right. What sex is this patient?
It's a male.
Very good.
He can't
be pregnant, right? Okay, let me tell you, this happens quite a lot. And what happens is sometimes is no fault of our own. We have nothing to do with it as coders. Sometimes what happens is registration reps register the patient under the wrong sex, right? And it comes through the system and nobody catches it until it comes to you as a coder. And when you start coding it, that's when you say, oh, wait a minute, something is off with this, okay? So it does happen. Not all the time, but I wanted to give you that situation so you can be alerted in your mindset that, going forward, this is, if you ever utilize an encoder, this is something to watch for. I remember when I just started, I'll give you a backstory to this. I remember when I just started using the encoder years ago, many moons ago, something like this happened to me. And I spent about half an hour to 45 minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't get the diagnosis on that patient. I kid you not. Until somebody raised a bell and said, listen, you have the wrong sex. And because the registration rep put in the wrong sex, I was going down a rabbit hole trying to get a diagnosis that I will never procure for that patient. So those things happen. So I just wanted you guys to be alerted that so you don't make that mistake like I did years ago. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the patient, 25 years old, and I'm not going to give you a curveball this time. Promise you. Okay. I'm going to keep it the way it is. And I'm going to say this patient has abscess of the left foot. Patient has abscess of the left foot. Okay, number 1. Very good. And remember, you can do your keyboard number 1.
Okay.
All right. And so it's abscess of the left foot. So what's my main term?
Abscess.
Very good.
Abscess.
So. Oh, no, absence. Oh,
Abscess,
okay.
abscess, abscess.
Number one.
Number one.
One.
Okay. And let's go with what number?
I'm trying to read it.
9.
9.
Number 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what's the site?
The left foot.
Left foot. So it's the left foot. So do not. So we're gonna spell it right.
Yes.
Okay. No. We're not gonna spell left because left is the laterality. So we're gonna go with what?
Foot.
Okay. So we're gonna hit the back button first to clear this out.
Okay.
Okay. So spell the site now. No. Foot. F-O-O-T. Hit the back button.
Aye.
Just hit B on your keyboard to get it faster.
Okay.
If you guys pause for a second. If you guys pause for a second before you do anything. If you guys look on your right hand side, you notice underneath each option from the continue to the history, there's an underlined letter. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
For the continue, there's the letter N is underlined, the B is underlined. For code book, the K is underlined, and so forth and so forth. What that is telling you is that instead of utilizing the mouse as an option, you can just utilize the letter on your keyboard to go directly to where you want to be. Okay, so go ahead and spell foot. Very good. And then we're going to do 1, of course, and then we say left foot, and then do not wish to code, any no more dying bacteria is mentioned, and then number 2, and no procedure, it was mentioned, and there goes my diagnosis. So hit the continue button for me. Okay. And then remember in class, well, for those who have been coming to my study sessions, remember we have those infectious agents code that we would have picked up if it was so mentioned, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we don't have any infectious agents mentioned in this diagnostic statement, so we're not going to worry about that. And we didn't have any INDs done. Usually when we have abscesses, we know we have IND procedures that typically we would code to take care of those abscesses, but we don't have that going on today. So we're just going to hit next patient. And let's do a female, and this will be the last one. The female. All right, let's make the patient 30 years old. And hospital outpatient, so number 1. Okay, this patient has mild to moderate preeclampsia, 3rd trimester, and she is 34 weeks pregnant. 34 weeks pregnant, and she has preeclampsia, mild to moderate in her 3rd trimester. What is my main term that I'm going to start out with?
Preeclampsia.
Very good. No, pre. Okay. What would I select here?
Preeclampsia. Number one.
Number one.
Childbirth labor. I don't understand what these the yellow boxes pop up. What am I supposed to do?
What is the yellow? When those yellow boxes come up, is they're basically giving you the continuation screen. So basically, they're saying when you click on this one, you need to know that this is the next screen that you're going to be brought to. That's pretty much
Oh.
what is driving you to. So I said
Oh.
mild to moderate preeclampsia. So there you go. And it's affecting pregnancy, of course. And how many weeks did I say?
34.
34. So in the third trimester. Third. So number 2, right? Very good. And then I'm going to select which number.
Number 2.
Very good. And then what am I doing here?
Weeks of gestation.
So we're going to spell it out, right? So we're going to type out 34 weeks. Very good. And hit the enter button for me, or you can hit the continue button, whichever preferred. All right. Patient did not deliver. And those are my codes.
Wow.
Now you can hit the continue button. Very good. And everything is set up there for you. Those are your codes. That's how you code it. Okay, so be mindful of the certain things that we didn't go through with this is the admit diagnosis. When we were doing these cases, we didn't do the admit diagnosis. We just went straight to the primary or the principal when we were doing the inpatient cases. But in the outpatient setting or the inpatient setting, what you always have is a reason for the encounter or for the outpatient or admitted diagnosis if you're in the inpatient setting. So you're going to have those. Generally speaking, some facilities, providers, whoever want you to have at least 3 reasons for visit diagnosis codes in the outpatient setting. And they want you to have those in lieu of the admit diagnosis. And so those will be coded. So you would look at the history in the medical record to generate those, because usually in the history is where the patient is going to complain. I'm coming in today because I have abdominal pain to my left quadrant, and I also have a fever, and I also have a runny nose. That's 3 diagnoses right there for the reason for visit codes. Then you move along down to the rest of the body of the medical record. You look at the MDM, the medical decision making, to get the final diagnostic statement. After everything is reviewed, what did the doctor say is the final outcome of that patient? What is wrong with them? And they will tell you that that patient may have appendicitis. That patient may have, COVID-19, God forbid. So those kind of situations would be mentioned at that point in time underneath the MDM for the diagnostic statement. Did you guys enjoy the session?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So I'll try to do more of these as time allots. Yeah, it was fun doing this. And Raina, I'm sorry you couldn't get to play along because you would need to be on your computer or a laptop. And I don't think you were on either or. So you weren't able to join in today, but make sure the next time that you do join us, you are on one of those devices. And anybody else watching, you can be a part of these sessions too. I do them Mondays and Thursdays from 8 p.m. Eastern time to 9 p.m. Eastern time, Mondays and Thursdays. And what you need to do is send me a direct message saying that, Kevin, I want to be in those study sessions along with your email. Do not post it on Facebook. I don't like seeing folks put their email addresses on Facebook. It doesn't look great because other people may be able to, send you junk email. We don't want that. So just send it to me directly. I promise you, I won't be sending you junk email, only the links for the study group. All right. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed
Thank
it.
you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'll let you guys go back to enjoying your Saturday, and we will do this another time. And thank you for playing along.
Okay,
All
enjoy the
right.
rest of your weekend.
All right. You too. Enjoy.
Fine.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.